Hi, Mark Satterfield here. Thanks for taking a quick look at this. Basically what I've got is a program that I want to test out, and I'm really looking for 3 clients. Perhaps one of them will be you. And the program, for lack of a better term, is called the Gentle Rain We Do It All For You marketing system. Let me tell you a little bit about what I have in mind. We all know there's a lot of frustrations that occur with developing brand new clients. And a lot of you have been in those feast and famine business cycles. Some months you've got clients lined up around the corner. 30 days later, you can't seem to find any of them. And this process of getting new prospects and then converting large percentages of them into paying clients, on one hand, it sounds like it should be something that's relatively easy, but as all of us know, this really isn't that easy. It's difficult, and it requires hard work. The other thing that it requires, of course, is time and expertise, and both of those, in many cases, are in short supply. The reality is that you're probably best at what you do, which is also probably what you enjoy the most. And as I mentioned, marketing does take time, which unfortunately is in short supply. And plus, it's not your area of expertise. So what someone like myself can do relatively quickly, unfortunately, for many of you, it would take many hours. But still, the challenge remains. We need to have a consistent flow of new business. And when I talk with many of you, this is what you say you're doing in terms of getting new business, which is relying on word of mouth and referrals. And you've heard me talk about this before, so I won't go into it in a great amount of detail. Certainly nothing is wrong with word of mouth and referrals, and that's where we all start. Unfortunately, if that's what we rely on to get the bulk or all of our new business, that's what leads to the feast and famine business cycles. And when we're in those famine business cycle, then of course we now feel compelled to go out and do some business development. And the 2 areas that we tend to focus on are networking and cold calling. And the bad news is that networking, you tend to run into people who kind of look exactly like you, and you just don't get the quality or the quantity of good leads. And cold calling, well, there's just no way to get around it. Cold calling sucks, and you'll do it if you absolutely have to do it. But the challenge with both of these is that they're both labor intensive. And what that means is that once business improves, you're going to stop doing these. And if these are the only things you're doing in terms of marketing, well, then basically your marketing has disappeared. So there's a better way. And I believe, and my clients believe, that the Gentle Rain process is that better way. So I've got a brand new program that I'm going to test with 3 clients. Let me back up a half second. Now, as you know, I am a strong believer in systems, and the Gentle Rain process, as you're aware, has 2 main components to it, which is number 1, getting people into the circle of relationships. How do you get people to raise their hand? And then once they're there, how do we communicate with them with messages of relevance and interest so that we build trust, build credibility, and eventually convert these prospects into paying clients? So really the system, if you will, has these 2 main components, and if you focus on these 2 components, then in effect you have a marketing machine that's doing what it should be doing. Now, the whole thing hinges on this power of information. I think I've mentioned before, the old marketing message, which, to paraphrase, was, "Hi, this is me, this is what I do, call for a free consultation." That worked to a certain extent in the olden times. But nowadays, when we've got just so many marketing messages and people are being bombarded with them, that kind of message unfortunately just gets completely lost. So what we're doing now is, of course, creating a new marketing message that hinges on information. So we go to the people that we want to do business with, and we think about what their needs are, what they're curious about, where their pain points are. And we develop a free report or a video or some sort of information product which answers those compelling questions that they have. And so then we go to market. What we're doing is we're promoting this free report rather than the old marketing message of, hi, this is me, this is what I do, call for the free consultation. And we find by leveraging this power of information, we're consistently bringing new people into that circle of relationships. Now, from the 10,000-foot perspective, of course, this all makes just perfect sense. But naturally, a number of components need to be in place. I mean, we need the free information. We need the sales page that motivates people to request the information. We need to have a stay-in-touch system. We need the automated messages. We need to figure out, what those messages are going to be. And then, of course, we need the promotion process, which is, how are we getting the word out, because people aren't going to find out about the information just, waking up one morning and all of a sudden saying, aha, this is where I need to go. So there's a couple of options, and one of these is that you can do it yourself, and the Gentle Rain information products, probably most notably the Gentle Rain Boot Camp in a Box Toolkit is a great resource. Gentle Rain Coaching is a great resource, very inexpensive, and that's where I walk you through the process for putting your Gentle Rain campaign in place. But really what I want to talk to you about today is this program that I'm testing, which is you could have me design, develop, and implement the entire program for you along with continual monitoring and updating. And what I'm calling this is the Gentle Rain Turnkey Marketing Solution. And it's really an all-in-one package. So what I'm proposing is to provide my clients with everything that's needed in order to generate these consistent streams of new prospects and turn large percentages of them into paying clients. So let me just take a minute and tell you exactly what's going to be included in the program. First of all is the free information. I mean, this is what you use to generate interest. Now, a lot of people have an article or they have a report that's kind of in the archives there. I mean, no problem if you don't. We can either show you precisely how to prepare a captivating report or a video or a presentation, or we will actually develop one for you. The next stage is the sales web page. Now, of course, why you need this is where people are going to facilitate the handoff between getting your free report and giving information about who they are. When I do my free coaching consultations on people's website, the most common thing I notice is that people can go to your website, they can play around, and then they can leave without having any record that they were there. And of course, it's really difficult to stay in touch with people if you have no inkling as to who they are. So the sales webpage that we'd set up, it'd have a unique URL. I'd write the copy to promote the benefits of the free report. We could have a slideshow presentation on it, similar to this. It'd have a request form for people to fill in. And we'd set it up so that you receive instant notification when people request your report, so you could call them, but it would also feed into the autoresponder system so that automated messages can be sent. Which leads to the next step, which is the stay in touch. And of course, this is the overlooked key, and people don't realize that this is really where the gold is found. So with this part of the program, I propose that I'll create the messaging sequence. Actually will write them and send them out. So we'd be talking about 1 to 2 new messages every month going out to everyone in your database. We'll also, along with this, send out a series of 3 hard copy letters that will motivate people to actually pick up the phone and call you as well. So we'll be hitting everybody that raises their hand, both with the email messaging stream as well as with a sequence of 3 letters that will be sent out hard copy. Now, we're talking about also promotion, and there's lots and lots of ways to promote your website. The one that I think it should be in everybody's portfolio is Google and their AdWords campaign. So with this in mind, as a part of this program, I'll create your ads, I'll do the keyword testing, we'll be doing the monthly monitoring, and out of the monthly fee that we're asking, for you to invest. $100 of that will be directly put into your Google account and will be used to drive leads through Google to your website. And there's also, of course, lots of different ways to get the word out, and we can talk about those individually with you for those of you that decide to get involved with this. What else? Well, there's video, and if you have a video, we'll put the video on your website. We'll also distribute your video through the video distribution service that I subscribe to. You could do this yourself. They charge $100 a month to do it, and the great thing about it is this increases your natural search visibility on a rather dramatic scale. I think I've told you about how certain keywords like more new clients, marketing coach Atlanta, marketing coach Chicago, et cetera, when you go and look at those pages, I pretty much own those pages, and most of the very high natural search rankings come as a result of video. So we're going to bundle this into the program. You won't pay anything extra for that. All you got to do, of course, is to film the video. And you also get personal advice, and we're going to do this through email coaching. So if you got a question, send me an email, and the commitment is that we'll give you a fast and helpful response within 24 hours. So we're going to stay connected. Okay, so here's the investment. We're looking at a one-time setup fee for $2,500, and then a monthly ongoing commitment of $850. So what this is going to include is it's going to include the development of your one-page website. We're going to write the sales copy for that. We'll create the registration form. We'll create your free report. We'll do the monthly stay in touch messaging. We'll both write the messages as well as distribute them. And of course, we're going to run everything by you, and so you're going to have an opportunity to know exactly what we're doing. We'll set up a Google AdWords campaign. We'll write the ads, test the keywords, monitor it, and each month fund it with $100, which is out of the $850. Video distribution, if you have a video, just send it to us. I'll distribute it through the video distribution service that we use. Same thing with an article. If you've got an article, we'll send it out through the article distribution. So it really is an all-in-one program from both the design standpoint through the monthly ongoing process. And this is a test. To be honest with you, I don't know if I've just opened up Pandora's box and this is just something that doesn't really make sense. But I know that for many people, they've always asked, gee, wouldn't it be great if there was some service out there that could kind of do everything for me? And I'd like to test this, but I want to test it on a modest scale. So I'm limiting it to 3 clients, and what I'm asking my 3 clients to do is to give me a minimum 3-month commitment. Okay, so the question obviously you have to ask yourself is, what does this make sense for you? And if you've been thinking about Gentle Rain and you don't yet have your system in place, the next question becomes, what would having a marketing system do for you and your business? I mean, it gives you consistent leads. It does eliminate that feast and famine business cycle. I mean, one of the really nice things about marketing is you get to select who you want to do business with. I mean, I've got a lot of clients who have told me that, the goal really wasn't so much getting more clients as much as it was getting better clients. Clients that will partner with them, treat them as equals, clients that have got interesting assignments to work on, and a Gentle Rain marketing system definitely gets you that. And of course, it reduces stress, reduces worry about where your next business is coming from. Okay, so what I'm looking for is obviously people who are committed to growing their business. Obviously, you're people that are frustrated with the business cycle. And on that scale of 1 to 10, this is a minor irritant, to 10 being this is mission critical, or kind of 8 or above. And of course, this is financially viable. I mean, if you don't have this kind of money to invest, there's no point in taking the next step, because this is a test. And realistically, if I decide to roll this out to a larger group, I can't imagine that the investment would go down. And I'm really thinking that it's probably more around going to be between $5,000 to $10,000 set up, and probably more around $1,200 to $1,300 on an ongoing monthly basis. But as I say, this is the first time we're doing it, so I'm going to cut a deal with 3 people who are really interested in doing this and want to work with me. Okay, so next steps is a telephone conversation, but first I ask that you really reflect on whether you're a serious candidate. Let's not take up time on the phone and talk and then say, hey, I just don't really have the money. Really think about if this is important to you, and if it is, then I really do want to talk to you. So give it some thought. Fill out the form on the right hand side of the page, and I'll get back in touch with you. If you come back to this page and this promotion is no longer there, you can assume that I've kind of found the 3 people. All right, well, anyway, I hope this kind of piqued the curiosity and interest for 3 of you. And if you are interested, please fill out that form, and I'll be back in touch with you real soon. So again, this is Mark Satterfield thanking you for your attention, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.